Hey guys, and welcome to episode 8 of the Atletico Madrid career mode. In the start of this episode, we are currently still in the January transfer window, and we're going to still try and make some more signings after getting Mario Götze at the end of the last episode. We are going to try and get Ricardo Rodriguez, the left back from Switzerland, a very good player. I think he's about 80 rated at the moment, and unfortunately the first bid wasn't accepted. Well, what we're going to do is basically put every single penny we've got and our backup left back Shaqiri or something into the deal, and of course they do accept that, and then we get him into the club. So that was a really clean swoop. Unfortunately the quality isn't the best because I had to save this file and it was corrupt before, so it's kind of lucky that we did get this stuff. So we did actually sell that player there. If you want to pause it, we sold him for 4.1 million, and we're going to try and get Oxlade-Chamberlain for 5 million plus in sewer, and we do get that deal as well. So the thing is with Ox, he can play centre mid as well as, of course, all the attacking position, so he'll be a versatile player, and yeah, I think it's a good signing for the club. So we made Rodriguez and Oxlade-Chamberlain, two quality signings, plus Yaya Toure, Mario Götze, Jerome Boateng, Tim Howard. It's crazy how many signings we made in this window. I just thought I'd show the squad report, as well as showing you guys all the signings we made, and Memphis Depay, of course. I completely forgot that we did sign him, of course. I think there's one more player we got, I don't know, but yeah, it's just crazy how many players since the start of this career mode we have signed, and there's not that many players really from the start of it, of course. So we're going to head into our first game of the episode in the Spanish Cup, of course. It is basically like the FA Cup, and I think we are in the semi-final, so of course we're going to play quite a good team for the next game. And I think when I did actually get into the game, I played Oxlade-Chamberlain on the right hand side and put Götze back in the midfield. I didn't actually realise that when I went into the game. So we head into the 20th minute of the match here. Oxlade-Chamberlain on this right hand side of the pitch, of course, puts the ball through for Wilfred Boney. Wilfred Boney cuts inside, eventually gets into a good position, passes it across to Yaya Toure, his fellow Ivory Coastian player, and they do make it 1-0, a nice goal for the club, of course, against Real Madrid at home. We seem to do quite well against them. If you remember the first episode of this series, I think we actually beat Real Madrid like 4-0. So, of course, we're going to head into the 80th minute of the match here. We're on the edge of the area. Yaya Toure's there, chests it inside, and then volleys it against the post to make it 2-0 in the game. A really nice goal with 10 minutes left of the game. I was pretty confident that we could get a 2-0 lead going into the second leg. That'd be really nice, but we still had more. We like 3 minutes later, we pick up the ball on the halfway line. Memphis Depay, I think I brought him off the bench, gets the ball, passes it through to Koke, and then a chip through ball for Depay to volley it into the back, and a beautiful first goal for him, I believe it is. Really good player in my opinion. Now we've got Oxlade-Chamberlain, Griezmann and Depay. We've got some really good amount of pace in this team, and it will help us in the tournament. So I didn't realise when this actually happened, because I thought this was the second leg of the cup, but this is actually the league game. So I played quite a weak team for this game, which was quite frustrating, because I felt like I had the 3-0 lead and I could just like play some weaker team and of course like lose maybe 1-2-0 and get the result. So we rested like Boateng and Yaya Toure and stuff, so it wasn't the strongest of teams in the world. And we head into the 28th minute of the match here, and Modric picks up the ball on the right hand side of the pitch, passes it back to Bale. Bale with the ball to the back post, completely misses it. Juan Fran, I think, just walks out the way, and Cristiano Ronaldo gets the goal, makes it 1-0 in the game, and unfortunately that is the only goal of the game. I thought this was the second leg. As soon as I went into it, I realised there's no aggregate, and yeah, I realised how much of a mistake I made, and we lost against Real Madrid in the league, which is going to be very dangerous, of course, because now the point difference is going to be absolutely crazy. So we're going to head into our next game against Real Madrid. Again, it's just Real Madrid episode all day long, and yeah, this is the second leg, so we played quite a strong team for this one because we rested all our good players in the last game, of course. So we head into the game. We are playing Alderweireld at the back, and if we can at least keep us in this cup, that would be absolutely fantastic to go through to the final. I think it's actually Barcelona we do play in the final if we do go through, of course. Yeah, they've got a 3-0 advantage against Malaga, so maybe Malaga will turn it around. You'll have to see, of course, in this episode. And yeah, we head into the first minute of the game, 3-0 up, and Real Madrid pick up the ball here, and Oxlade-Chamberlain wins it back, packs it to Yaya Toure. Yaya Toure puts it back to Oxlade-Chamberlain, then just literally walks through the Real Madrid defence and makes it 1-0, 4-0 in aggregate with pretty much a full game left. I was pretty confident that we could get a nice win against Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu. That would be quite nice, of course, especially after we lost our last game. It is really frustrating that, because if we won that league game, we could have been in a really good position. So we're going to have to really try now and get some wins. So we do make it 2-0 in the game, 5-0 on aggregate in the 54th minute of the match, and yeah, we were pretty confident that we could keep that 5-0 lead on aggregate, but unfortunately straight from kick-off here on the right hand side, Arbeloa picks up the ball, passes it to the main man, Cristiano Ronaldo, who puts it back to Arbeloa. Arbeloa eventually gets the ball inside to Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo gets a little bit lucky. We pass it straight back to Bale, and Bale puts it in to make it 2-1. But 5-1 on aggregate, I wasn't too worried, of course. And then we head into the 75th minute of the match here, picking up the ball with Illarramendi. Illarramendi puts it to Bale. Bale eventually finds the run of Modric, and then he puts it through for Cristiano Ronaldo, I believe. Yeah, we go down the line, of course. And then at the back post, I believe someone's just stood there and they could just put it in, and it's Aguero, makes it 5-2. It seems like City have sold all their good players. We got Yaya, we got they got Aguero, of course. So yeah, I don't know who Man City really signed, and I think Jovetic went to Arsenal. So yeah, we go through to the final, of course, a 5-9 aggregate, which is nice. So at least we've got a very good chance of winning the Champions Cup against Barcelona. That'd be really nice. So we're going to head into our next game against Celta Vigo, and we're going to play a bit of a weaker team because, of course, we've got the squad depth, and it's nice to play with some different players. There's always a chance for them to work into the team, of course, and against Celta Vigo, I'm pretty confident that the team we did pick could get the win in the game, and yeah, eventually we do head into the game. I never realised that Boateng has 85 sprint speed, which is absolutely crazy for a centre-back. So we head into the 30th minute of the match here. Boateng passes the ball forward to Shaqiri. Shaqiri with a nice chip through ball for Memphis Depay to run onto, eventually gets into the dangerous area, heads it across to Boney. Boney gets a bit lucky with the rebound, eventually heads it into the back of the net to make it 1-0 in the 33rd minute of the match, and I believe that is the only goal of the game. So as long as we're getting the results, I don't really mind if we're not only getting one goal a game. It is a little bit boring for you guys. Maybe I could put in a few more highlights or something, but there isn't many episodes left of this series. I think there's only a couple left after this one. This is actually a really long episode. I think it's about 15 minutes long. So no, sorry, it's about 14. So yeah, it's still a very long episode, and there's a lot going on in it. Our next game is against Manchester City in the Champions League. I think this is the first leg. I could be wrong. Maybe it is the second leg. We'll have to see, of course, when we do eventually head into the first game. I haven't done this series in such a long time because during Team of the Year, of course, I was opening a lot of packs, and I just didn't touch this series at all, which is a bit of a shame, of course, because I know a lot of you guys do enjoy this series. So we head into the game, and I believe this is the first leg, of course. So we head into the second minute of the match here. Mandzukic on the edge of the area, eventually gets the ball out wide to Juanfran. Juanfran looks into the box and eventually finds Griezmann at the back post to put it into the lead in the first 3 minutes. A really nice goal for the Frenchman, of course, to run into that dangerous area and to get the goal to make it 1-0. A good early start for us, of course, and against Manchester City, it's always important because they've got a very good defence, and going forwards they're very good. But then again, on this career mode, they have sold a lot of their vital players, Yaya Toure and Aguero, to be a few of them. So we head into the 11th minute of the match here. It's 8 minutes later, of course. I don't know what Fernando was doing there. He literally headed it straight across for Mandzukic to basically put it into the back of the net to make it 2-0. A really good early start for us against Manchester City. Going away, of course, with a 2-0 advantage is very important. And we head into the 30th minute of the match here. Pick up the ball on the edge of the area with Carlos Baer, who did actually sign for City. We were looking to get him in this series, but never really came through. And Shaqiri and a few other deals were a lot cheaper. So we head into the 32nd minute of the match here. Fantastic goal from Mario Götze. Berber spins inside and smashes it straight through Joe Hart to make it 3-0. Giving us a very good lead for the second leg, of course. We'll have to see how we do at the Etihad, of course. So yeah, good early start in the Champions League for us. Looking confident to go into the next round. So our next game is against Almeria, and I wouldn't say they're the biggest team in the world, but this game was a real big surprise. I think we did play this formation. Maybe we changed it back to the other one. I'm not too sure. Maybe I was just trying out new things. That's always good in a team, of course. If you keep to one system, it can get boring and yeah, a bit stale. So we head into the game into the 5th minute of the match here. We do go short on the corner with Shaqiri stood there. Eventually runs into the box with a nice cut inside. Eventually goes back to Götze, who crosses it into Boney, and Boney with a fantastic heading power, and yeah, just makes it 1-0. Good early start for us again with the big Ivory Coastian, who has actually gone to Manchester City in real life. A nice deal for them, of course, because he'll be a quality player. He's guaranteed to get goals in the Premier League. So we head into the 20th minute of the match here, and I wasn't really expecting much from Almeria, but I was completely dazzled when they do make it 1-0 here. Bohumia, I think his name is. It's like Thierry Bohumia or something, I'm not too sure, but he's got a really fast striker, and yeah, he just caused a lot of damage in this game. And we head into the 34th minute of the match here. Boney with a nice bit of skill eventually gets around the defender and puts it in to make it 2-1. I was confident again here that we could keep this lead 2-1, maybe extend it to 3-1, but no, he came back into the game. Almeria again, Edgar out wide, passes it inside to Bohumia, and then eventually cuts inside, goes past one, goes past two, and then puts it inside to Soriano, who runs into the box and just finishes around Tim Howard, makes it 2-2. And again, we had to come back in the game, and that is what we do here in the 52nd minute of the match here. We unfortunately make it 3-2 to Almeria. Like, what is this game doing? Gets a bit lucky, it bounces off the post and gives him the free goal to make it 3-2. And then we head into the 63rd minute of the match here. Depay on the left hand side runs through the defence with his fantastic pace, eventually gets through on goal and puts it into the top right hand corner. But the keeper does save it, and Bonnie does get the rebound to make it 3-3. A crazy game. When you hear Almeria, you wouldn't expect a 3-3 game against Atletico Madrid, especially when we've just beaten City 3-0, we've beaten Real Madrid like 5-2 on aggregate, and then we're struggling against this little side. And then the 90th minute of the match here, we get the winning goal with Boney, and the game is not actually over then. There's still more goals in this game. Can Almeria get back into it? No, they can't. And we make it 5-3. Across into the box, Yaya Toure guarantees the win and gets us the 3 points. I was really worrying in that game that we'd have dropped points, but in the end we got the vital goals in the last few minutes and got the win. So of course we are going to head into another game, and it is against Granada in the next match, a team that's very similar to Almeria, so we're going to have to be a lot more aware of how dangerous they can be, and we're going to change it back to the 4-3-2-1, of course, with the right forward and the left forward. We seem to do a lot better. I think I did actually change it to that formation at half time because we were struggling so much. So we head into the game, and in the 21st minute of the match here, Boney goes into the box, gets fouled, and of course wins as a penalty. And the amount of penalty takers we do have at that moment is quite crazy. Look, it's I think we've got Yaya Toure on the bench who would normally take them, but Boney's still a very good player who can put them away, and that is what we does here to make it 1-0 in the game in the first 20 minutes. It's always vital in the game, of course, especially against smaller teams. If you knock them down straight away, you're pretty confident that you're going to get the win in the game. And then we head into the 25th minute of the match here. Granada going in the attack. Martinez to Juan Carlos, and then Juan Carlos eventually puts it out wide to Martinez, and then a nice 1-2 play. Eventually gets it to Cordoba, who puts it into the back of the net to get him back into it 2 minutes later, pretty much straight from kickoff. But just after the 45th minute here, pass it across to Boney, gets a bit lucky with the deflection and makes it 2-1 in the game. A nice goal for us just before the half-time whistle mark. And then in the 56th minute of the match here, Shaqiri runs through. I think we brought him off the bench and finesses around the keeper and makes it 3-1. So that is how the game does end. A nice 3-1 victory. It just shows how much good quality we got in this team. Like, Shaqiri and Depay are perfectly fine wingers, but then we got Griezmann to come, and he's like 84 rated at the moment. So it's crazy how much squad depth we have at the moment, and how well we're doing. We're doing pretty well. Unfortunately, we didn't get that win against Real Madrid in the league, which is probably going to cost us it in the end. Like, you lose them games. Like, I think they've only lost one, and we've lost about 4. So it's going to be tough, of course. So we're going to head into our next game against Sevilla. Hopefully we don't drop any more points in this episode against a team that are actually 3rd in the league and we're 2nd. So we head into the 90th minute of the match here. Boney, every day of the week, would score that goal, but not this day. And that is how the game does end. So a little bit of a shame to end off this episode, but nevertheless we made some fantastic signings. So smash the like button, subscribe if you're on your channel, and see you soon. Bye.